Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Newsviews. I'm Cheryl Burton. The new year will bring some big changes in Illinois law for recreational marijuana. So there are some restrictions you need to know about. First of all, you must be 21 years old to purchase marijuana. Also, you must purchase marijuana from legal dispensaries. So to talk about all of this, joining me this morning on Newsviews is the senior advisor to Governor Pritzker for cannabis control, Toy Hutchinson. Welcome to Newsviews, Ms. Hutchinson. So first of all, January 1st, what should we expect?
The end of prohibition. This is a sea change in Illinois. So this will be the first time in almost 80-something years that cannabis won't be illegal anymore, at least at the state level. So we're the 11th state. We'll have places open and ready for business by 6 a.m. in the morning. So this is, I'm just like everybody else waiting to see what this is actually going to be like on that day.
So how many dispensaries should be open, do you know?
We think we're going to have between 30 and 35 dispensaries that'll be open on that day.
So the doors open 6 a.m. January 1. Where can we smoke and where is it not permitted to smoke?
So no public consumption. So viewers should know, don't go running up and down the street. You in your own private spaces, essentially. This is still a situation where it'll be legal at the state level, but it's still illegal federally. So in apartment buildings, if your landlord doesn't want it, they have the power to say no. And in public housing or in dormitories, they have the power to say no. The biggest thing that we need people to understand is that January 1, in terms of the criminal justice system here in this state, is the end of prohibition. It's just the beginning of what legalization is going to look like, though. So this is going to grow. And hopefully it's going to grow organically.
And how much can you buy?
So you can have up to 30 grams if you're an adult over the age of 21.
You talked about growing. Can I grow it? And, you know,
if you're a medical patient.
Okay.
So if you're a medical patient in the state, and we drew specific protections for medical patients here, you can grow up to 5 plants on your own. But only if you're a medical patient. Nobody else is allowed home grow. That was another point that was, pretty contentious in the debate. But we definitely needed, when you think of it from a patient access standpoint, it made sense.
Let's talk about regulation. You're getting it at these dispensaries. Do we have a regulated committee? Do we have a system where it is regulated? Do we know what's going into it?
That's actually a really good question because most people have legitimate concerns about the safety of this. And the one thing that I can say for sure is that the current system that we have right now, illegal, untested, unregulated, you don't know what you're consuming. And there's all kinds of problems with that, from tainted product on the street to the vaping crisis. There's all problems with unregulated, untested products infiltrating the street. So the most important way we can do to keep people safe is to regulate as strongly as possible. We had a medical program that had the gold standard in terms of regulations. It was a very well-regulated medical industry here. We didn't have seepage into other states. We didn't have products leaking across state lines. We test for all kinds of varying things to keep the product safe. We have designed a system that includes the way you market, the way you advertise, how you label, how you package. All of those things were contemplated because we took most of the best practices we could find from all the other states that went before us. So you will know exactly what you're getting, you will know exactly how much you're getting, and then you will be able to decide for yourself how to consume responsibly.
Well, let's talk about the money part, taxes. So how does the taxes work?
So the taxes will be done on point of sale when you go in to purchase. There's also another taxation system that happens on the wholesale thing between the cultivators and the dispensaries. The revenue that comes from this, 35% of it goes into the general revenue fund. 10% of it goes into the budget stabilization fund. A full 25% of this money goes into the fund that will create the community reinvestment dollars. That will be housed, we call it the R3 program, and it's really about recovery and reinvest and renew. It's taking money from the sale of this product that, again, harmed whole communities and taking those dollars and reinvesting in those same communities. There was no part of this bill that we weren't laser focused on equity. No part of it. Every single part of it, we had an equity lens. who gets the licenses, how they get the licenses, what do you do with the money, and how do you undo the harm that was caused by the prohibition in the first place? It was a lot.
Is there a concern that because it becomes legal in Illinois that you're going to run out for people who need it for medical purposes?
So we drew protections in the bill for patients specifically. We were also, that's something that, again, no other state did. We anticipate that there'll be some hiccups. We also are really, hoping that those grow and start to smooth out over time. But we have tools at our disposal. We're watching, we're really paying attention. We have a BioTrack system that, when I say we track seed to sale, we know how much product there is for medical and how much product there is for recreational. And some of the tools at our disposal is also to find dispensaries for not having enough product on hand for the medical patients first. They get priority.
And final question, January 1 comes, what's a good day?
What's a good day? I am nervous. I really am. I am nervous, and I can't even act like I'm not going to be nervous, because it's just, I think there's so much about it that most people don't know what to expect, including me, including a whole lot of people who are anxiously waiting for this. I think a good day is, for me, the day that we get to say, this is the first day of what legalization is going to look like. That it's finally here. We're finally starting. This is not the day where we determine if it worked. This is the beginning. For me, I'm looking forward to looking back at this and going, you know what? We pulled it off. And we did it. We pulled it off. We did it in a way that nobody else figured out. I wish we had some breadcrumbs to follow. But for this, we don't. So I am really, really looking forward to being able to say and look at my children and look at my husband and my family and go, you know what? Today we ended prohibition. Tomorrow we're building an industry.
We're going to take a short break here on Newsviews, but coming up, we're going to talk to a representative from Green Thumb Industries to talk about what the shopping experience will be like at the marijuana dispensaries.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.